This has probably been an unexpected video for some of you guys, but I know it's been about 2 weeks since I've uploaded my last video, and I just wanted to say that I apologize for that. Mainly because I was sick throughout the first week. So, since the last video I uploaded on Thursday, the next day I developed a really bad fever. And then after that, I developed a fucking flu, which just took me out for about like 3 days until Monday when my fever finally broke. And ever since then, I just didn't upload a video, mainly because I was just busy at work and stuff like that. And yeah, and now we're here on February 2nd. Yesterday was the first, and now we're on the second month of 2026. A very surprising thing for me, honestly. I never expected to come this far, being at 23 and just experiencing a lot of things throughout my life. And so far it's been good. What I mainly wanted to talk about today is how life is going all for all of you. Many people probably now are not going to watch this video or anything like that, but I just wanted to take the time to say that people are kind of like living on edge most of the days because of what's been going on these past few years. Well, especially here in America, with all this new stuff going on with Donald Trump and stuff like that. I think, in my opinion, he is a bad person. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say too much about it and what with the decisions he's been making. I think he has really bad ideas for some things and very bad plans, and I think he's a liar too. But I mean, what do you expect from a politician? Honestly, they just like to avoid questions all the time. Anyways, I have a lot of things to talk about, but right now I just want to focus on the main part, and just that is, taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, especially taking care of important things throughout your life, and always making the right decisions, as well as, thinking of what you want to be doing and thinking what is right. Because when you grow older and, you start to have more responsibilities and think a lot more things, you're going to start, wondering and probably trying to figure stuff out. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. For a human being, it's very hard to live when you don't know much about this world. And when you don't have that knowledge, it's very challenging for an individual to survive. And to those people who are like that, you know, you're not alone. You are very unique. You have all this power to yourself. And whoever you are and whatever you are, each human being in this world is unique in some way. And just a little advice and motivation, to those who are down. It's okay. Like, it's going to be all right. You know, some of us are in this together, even if you don't even realize. There's a lot of good people in this world, and there's a lot of bad people in this world. And the majority of the people that are good is the people that you want to be around with, mainly because they would motivate you and they would support you throughout the way, whatever you're doing. And it doesn't matter if you're doing something that's, I don't even know where I'm going with this, to be honest. Point being is making the right decisions and just taking care of yourself, because if you don't do that, then things are going to be very challenging throughout the future for you. And it's never okay to be in that position. It's never okay. You want to be better and you want to keep your head straight. So, if anyone thinks that they don't have enough time throughout this world, I'm one of those people, to be honest, where I think that my life is ending at 26 or 25. These past few years, it gives you like this feeling of anxiety where you think you're running out of time when in reality you're not, because a human life is not immortal, but they can live for a very long time, and their life expectancy is very high, and it's gonna keep increasing throughout the years. By fucking then, in the year 3000, we're probably gonna be fucking immortal. But I don't know that. I can't tell the future. I'm gonna leave those to the newer generations. When we're probably gonna start dating AI, probably getting some very cool virtual reality glasses or something like that. I think that's very cool stuff to have, except for the AI part. Sorry, but you know, when I was a lot younger, I used to think that the future was gonna be very different than now, or than what I expected. Mainly because when I was a child, I had a bigger imagination, and I thought that the future would look so different and a lot more cooler. But here we are in 2026. Nothing has changed much, except people are going against each other and people are living more on edge. We don't have flying cars yet, for crying out loud. People have been talking about this since the 1950s, and what is it, like 60 years, 50 years later, we have nothing, which is crazy. When you're a human, you're just very curious about knowing so many things, or at least that's how I grew up to be. I just have so many questions that I want answers to, and I am very curious about so many newer things that I don't even know yet. And that's what being a human is all about, to be honest, because we live in a world where it's just surrounded by space. And this space that we live in is just so big that our human brain cannot comprehend how big it is. With that being said, we're the only species living on this world that has life, and life is a very rare thing to have, especially when you have this whole universe and the probability of having planets or having a solar system basically that has life. And it's just very, very crazy to me how I live in this world where I'm just surrounded by a lot of bad people and also good people. But I'm mainly talking about the bad people who are causing a lot of harm to our world. And to me, that isn't okay at all. I mean, you can call me soft or whatever, but this is a very huge consequence that we will face in our future as a human race. And you can take this with a grain of salt, because I am no expert, I am no scientist, I only have somewhat of knowledge from college. I did not mean it to rhyme there. That was so accidental. But I do know some things, and I am 100% sure that I know the difference between right and wrong, and I think what we're doing is wrong to our world. It just isn't right at all. I mean, that's mainly all I wanted to talk about on this video. I know this isn't as much because I'm still learning how to do YouTube and all that, and I'm trying to get better in commentary as well, so I can properly speak and make you guys understand what I'm saying, because if I don't explain properly, or if I just pull things out of my ass, then you people will not understand where I'm coming from and just think that I'm just some kind of fucking psychopath or just some dumb idiot. But at the end of the day, I'm not smart, but I do know some things, and at least I know what's right and wrong. But you guys can form your own opinions in the comments and see what you think about this, because I have never expected this. Expected to be in this position. I live in a home where it's very comfortable and nice, but I feel like all of us should be focusing on the problems that we have. And I'll be part of that too, because I want to be part of it, but I just need people behind my back to follow me. Because I feel like if we all form together and unite as one, I feel like we can make a huge difference. because I feel like some of us good people in this world are kind of sick and tired of having bad people take over. It's almost like a hero versus villain story where the villains take over the world, and then you have a very few left of heroes that are trying to save the world. And I am one of those heroes that want to save the world, which kind of sounds corny thinking about it, but that's just how the way I think. But yeah, that's all I have to say for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Yep, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.